y'all, thank you for joining me for Soul Food Sundays. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita. Welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Shout out to all my newbies. I've had quite a few new subscribers, and a lot of y'all came from Spirit Fest over this past weekend. People that I met on the 20th and 21st. So welcome. Y'all, Spirit Fest woke me out. I can't believe I'm even like energetically ready to do a reading today, but I am. Like I felt like doing one all day, and I've been getting some downloads about the energy and the message that wants to come forth for Soul Food Sundays. So here we are. So I hope that you all are well. If the message doesn't find you well, I hope something is said that leaves you well. And we're gonna get into it because the message that has been coming to me is relative to the recycling of souls. You know, this is not our first time at the rodeo. For many of us, not everybody, but for many of us, we are reincarnated souls or recycled souls. So in the same way that we recycle or should recycle items and things, um, our souls have recycled and gone through lifetimes, and that's on like lifetime type of level. And then for many of us, we're recycling throughout this particular lifetime, and it's no coincidence that I'm having these downloads about the recycling of souls during Mercury retrograde, which is all about the re's, you know what I'm saying, like reuniting and remembering and reconsidering, and all the re's is that that's pertinent to Mercury retrograde energy, which is the time when Mercury stand still and all of the other planets are still moving, and so it appears that Mercury is moving backwards when it's actually not. So by the time y'all get this message, because it's actually April 22nd, Earth Day if I'm not mistaken, and we got a full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. So that energy will play a part, but by the time y'all see this, it'll be whatever day the first Sunday, and it'll be after or on the first Sunday of May 2024. So by then, Mercury will be on its way out with it of retrograde, with the last day being May 8th. But then we got the shadow period. Well, no, it goes out of retrograde on the 24th, which is in a few days. But by the time y'all see this, it'll be in the shadow period, just about 311, which might be a significant angel number to some of you, as we are being intentional about doing the work to better align with our life purpose and our higher self, right? So I've taken some notes. And prior to me even sitting down to take notes, I saw quite a few angel numbers. So there was 444. Matter of fact, where are my notes? Okay. There was 444, which speaks to the safety and security of having the ancestors support us, and also the that energy of having a secure, strong foundation, right? So as we are going through this recycling of souls, being newly incarnated, reincarnated, or just going through another cycle in this lifetime, elevating, expanding, growing, having endings and new beginnings, and entering a new cycle. Those are concepts that are needing to be top priority for us at this time, right? So got 444, and it made me think of, as we are cycling through, the role of those who assist us on the journey, or that we play on the journey. And so you have your doulas or your doulos, doulos, which are the male and feminine like midwives that help you to birth um, your ideas, your concepts, your uh, spiritual identity, so to speak. Um, and then you have your surrogates, who, of course, you can't live out somebody else's purpose. You can't live out somebody else's dream or divine mission, right? But there are individuals who have paved the way for us, who did the heavy lifting so that we can have an easier path moving forward on our journey of living out our purpose, or identifying and coming into awareness of our life purpose, right? Um, so I'm always personally paying homage to those people who, like, when I was uh, in the Matrix and I was drinking the Kool-Aid or the piss that they told me was peach tea, and falling for the banana in the tailpipe, so to speak, when it came to like religion and my beliefs and how I govern myself in this world. There were people who were carrying the torch and were woke, you know what I'm saying? And we looked at them like, oh, they just conspiracy theorists, or some people look at them like they're the damn antichrist just because they don't follow the dogmatic programming. And so I'm always mindful to pay homage to those people who've shined their light and stood strong and boldly in their beliefs or their non-belief, especially during times where the mass awakening wasn't so, you know what I'm saying, broad. It wasn't so mass, you know what I'm saying. They were the odd man out. Here lately, there's so many people who are awakening to the truth and a more truthful path that it behooves us to pay homage to those who have been doing this shit when it wasn't cute, when it wasn't popular, when it definitely wasn't out here with crystals on, big ass crystals on, and talking about, no, I'm not Christian, or whatever your belief is. You know, if you went against the grain, people weren't so always so loud and proud about it. So for those who were, I always pay homage to them. But those are people who I consider to be spiritual surrogates. You know what I'm saying? Because our ancestors are spiritual surrogates. They paved the way. You know what I'm saying? They went through the hardship so that we could have the comforts and the freedoms that we enjoy. Kind of like in the way that a surrogate carries the baby for 9 months and then hands it over to the parent. You know, to the caregivers or the parents or whatever they call it in that arena. Y'all know I ain't got no babies. I don't know nothing about that. All I know is surrogates have other people's babies. So if you're more familiar, get down in the comments to tell me if I'm close to that concept as I describe it. But then you have the mothers. There are those of us, or should I say the mothers and the fathers, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely have those energies that are playing a major role in birthing communities, in birthing holistic practices or spiritual practices, those that are birthing concepts and ideas and products, and providing guidance and protection along the journey. So those are some very important roles, and if you fall in any of those, the point that I'm getting to damn near 10 minutes into the reading is that, or the message is that, you gotta protect it. So when things come up, especially during like these retrograde seasons where you've already learned that lesson and it's coming back around to see where you are on in terms of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe in this situation again? Are you going to have to recycle through this lesson because you didn't get it the first time? Like Mercury retrograde, people be shitting on Mercury retrograde, but it does come to serve a purpose. Everything comes to serve us in some way, in a positive way. But every time you hear somebody talk about Mercury retrograde, it's like, God damn. Because it can be hell on wheels. But it behooves us to see the silver lining. And so, case in point, I had a conversation with one of my homegirls today, and we were talking about just how far we've come on our journeys. And it's like sometimes you look back and you be like, damn, that seemed like light years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I lived that life. I can't believe I had that cycle. You know what I'm saying? And look at where I am now. And it's so healthy to have those moments and have gratitude for how far you've come, right? And so I was like, yeah, I remember times when, like, the shit that I used to just, especially friends, men that I was, entertaining, and family, just people, relationships, period. I remember how I used to show up in them, and it was definitely as though I valued them more than I valued myself, and it was very reflective in how they treated me. And I look back on that shit now, and I just like wish a nigga would. I said it's amazing, to have come that far in my awareness and also self-love and like drawing boundaries in terms of my relationships. And lo and behold, I get a text from a friend of mine trying to play peacemaker between me and a former friend of mine who I stopped talking to 6 years ago. And because this particular girl, the former friend, is having a baby, and she's like, oh, I thought me telling you that, like, you were gonna hit her and be like, oh, congratulations. What the fuck? What does that have to do with the cost of tea in China? I don't give a damn. Like, I wished her the best of luck with her pregnancy and everything, and that's a courtesy. I don't have to wish her shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely one of those relationships that, like, I'm happy to have closed that chapter. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no hard feelings. Ain't no feelings. You know what I'm saying? I cherish the memories that we had, the lessons that I learned. But in this cycle, yeah, no, I'm not that same Keita. Like, no. Be mindful of when you going through these cycles and people are coming back around, and that you don't allow the time that has gone by to be the thing that make you go back to something that you supposedly overcame or supposed to have overcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be, ain't a mosquito that bit me on my ankle. There needs to be changed behavior. And I've had ample opportunity in this particular situation to see that there's not changed behavior, mentality, maturity. Like, none of that has taken place in all of this time. And so what the fuck I look like hitting this girl up or trying to rekindle something else because she having a baby? I don't give a fuck about being an auntie. I don't care. And so I know that makes me seem like mean or harsh or whatever, and that's a part that I love that about me now. I don't care. Call me cold. I don't care. I know that I'm sweet as Christmas cookies. I don't have a point to prove. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna get that version of me though. Some people gonna get the door. Deservedly. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna get that silence. You didn't appreciate this energy when you had it. And granted, I wasn't who I am today when I was in that relationship, but I still wasn't deserving of some of the treatment that I got. But I ain't even like knocking it because I got the lesson. I got the wisdom. That is a cycle I'm not having to repeat. I'm not recycling through that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so that, again, is like an example of how we recycle into our incarnations and lifetimes, but many of us are recycling through things. All of us are recycling through things in this lifetime, and so we're needing to be mindful of how we're showing up to each cycle and what each cycle is requiring of us. What roles are we playing in each of those cycles? Because for some of us, we entertaining some shit that we shouldn't be because we are surrogates, because we are doulas, because we are doulos, because we are spiritual mothers and fathers, and there are people who are watching our example, meant to benefit from our gifts and our talents and our stories that we're meant to share with people in our experience. And for that reason, if you value that in this cycle, you don't let any and everybody be a part of that cycle for the sake of connection, be they family or co-worker or whatever, or longevity, or what y'all, how y'all know each other, what you experienced in the past or whatever. So this is pretty much calling us forward to protect our peace, protect our purpose, protect our passion. And if you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what brings you peace, you don't know what you're passionate about, that's even more reason for you to tighten up and draw those boundaries and start taking assessments of what you're entertaining and who you're entertaining. Because I'm going to lead by example. And I'm not entertaining that bullshit. I can't. I got turquoisemajesty is everything to me. You know what I'm saying? And so for that reason, but not that reason alone, it's a lot of shit I'm just not finna entertain, because guess what? It's gonna drain my energy. I ain't gonna be able to come down here to these internets and tell y'all nothing. I ain't gonna be able to go set up and sell nothing to nobody and do no readings and connect in the community or none of that, because I'm vibing too low, entertaining the dumb shit. Not gonna do it. So a lot of people, you have to learn to love them from afar, wish them well from afar, send them love and light, and move forward. And even if it's not that cut and dry, just learning to draw those boundaries to where you're giving from your overflow, you know what I'm saying, and you're particular about who gets to benefit from your overflow. And if you work hard enough to fill your cup, that's why sometimes we have these hard lessons that point us toward being intentional about self-care. Because if you don't value your cup being full and running over, you don't value yourself as the holy grail, then you will end up running on fumes and running with an empty cup or a half full cup, and people being able to pour from your energy at their will, and you wonder why you tired and you depressed and you can't get shit done, or you doing the most, and it's not, because you could be busy and not productive. You know what I'm saying? You working your ass off, but you ain't seeing no progress. So as soon as you get $1, you got to give it away to bills or spend it on something else or whatever, because it's all energetic. So we want to be mindful of that, as we all have a role to carry in terms of living out our purpose and also helping others to discover and live out theirs. One of the other numbers that I was seeing was 454. Oh God, turn my ankle up, bro. The ankles are significant of being flexible. So you may also want to take assessment of where are you not being flexible, adaptable, or compromising. For many of you at this point on your journey, you know that you're going through an awakening or ascending, expanding in some way, but you still want to hold on to some old shit or some old ways or some old people. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to be mindful where you're being stubborn on your journey, because one thing's for certain, two things for motherfucking sure. The divine will start out with a whisper, and it might turn into a poke and a pinch. And them little incidents and scenarios and experiences that try to get your attention. But baby, you keep on trying to turn your cheek to that shit and ignoring it and being resistant to your calling. It get louder and louder. Until next thing you know, you face to face with the divine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, you didn't come here for this. You didn't come here to waste your time and your talent on that. You know what I'm saying? And those experiences in your life that get unbearable, and then there you go, run into a spiritual doula or a doulos or a midwife or a spiritual surrogate or a spiritual mother or a spiritual father. And granted, that's what they there for. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause 9 times out of 10, these are people who their life experience has led them to a point of being able to be in leadership in some way that they can be of assistance to you. But you don't always have to get to that point of the divine sent you screaming butt naked for help. You know what I'm saying? It don't always have to be like that if you could just surrender when that whisper come in, when that pinch and that poke come in, and you know what I'm saying, when that little push in the direction of your calling and your life purpose come in. So just a little word of advice. But I'm going to be pulling some cards because when I think about this whole birthing process and those roles, it makes me think of being in a transitory phase where you ain't quite who you becoming, but you definitely ain't who you used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be pulling from the In-Between Tarot for that, to just take a look into that energy. And then when I think about being in the womb and being birthed, all this birth energy and mothering, fathering energy and all of that, it makes me think about being in the waters, or the energy of the Orisha Yemaya. And so I'm going to be pulling from the Mermaid Oracle, because mermaid energy is that which thrives on earth um, and can thrive or survive on earth and in the water, but primarily in the water. Water being our emotions and our intuition, right? And then, oh, that's what I went in the house for. Child, before I started the video, I went in the house to get something, got in there and stood in the middle of the living room. Like, what the fuck I come in here for? I was gonna pull from the Gaia Oracle. I ain't going in there now. I'm not. But I also was led to burn this here incense, and it's green. It's a money drawing sage bundle. And now I know why. Because there's a earthy element too. And I probably wouldn't have been getting ate up so much had I lit this from the beginning. Go away, bruh. I'm finna get one of y'all. Tell your cousins to stay away from me. Okay. Mosquitoes being representative of them leeches and them energy vampires. Want to be mindful of who you're allowing and what you're allowing to drain your energy, y'all. When I say y'all, as much as I be loving this weather, I ain't finna be outside. I lied. I said this summer I was gonna be outside, thighs out, kicking it. I'm gonna be, if I do be outside, you're gonna see me in a full body fucking snowsuit. Sick of these damn mosquitoes already. And I've been saying I need to make my little oil that repels them, but shit, now that I think about it, last summer I don't even recall that shit was working, because I was in the house hibernating then too. They just won't let a nigga live. But anyway, I'm gonna be pulling from the in between. Then I'm gonna pull from the Oracle of the Mermaids, and then I'm gonna pull from the Empath Oracle, because that's a pertinent concept that we need to explore. Because as empaths, a lot of shit that you used to could entertain, the more and more you go through your ascension, you become more sensitive to energy, and you can't. You're empathic, and so it behooves you to take heed to the fact that the way you used to could go to a crowded concert and kick it, and all the noise in the club and the fucking different random people and all of that, like, you too energetically sensitive to that now. And I mean, you could do it, but it comes with a consequence, and you're aware of it now. You know what I'm saying? So with that awareness comes responsibility. So Spirit, we come to you in this moment, thankful for your love and light, and I ask that you speak to me and through your people to bring forth the best message for the highest good of the collective at this time, as we explore the recycling of souls taking place in the collective. So we have oh, before I go into this, we also had a card that was in the in-between tarot deck that does not belong in there. It belongs in the vice versa tarot deck. So I'm interested to see how this energy is pertinent to what's coming out, because again, nothing is by coincidence. So it ain't no coincidence that I have that card in this totally different deck. But we got this Queen of Cups energy, as the Queen of Cups evolves into the energy of the King of Cups. We got the Magician, Justice, and the Nine of Wands. So we literally got this man here having gone through better valuing his feminine energy, rest, relaxation, intuitive gifts, and listening to his intuition, prioritizing his energy and his aura, tapping more into his feminine energies. The Queen of Cups, who you see standing right back there, because she always back there and got his back, right? and accepting his role as the king of wands. Bruh kind of fine. Bruh kind of fine. Hey, babe. But yeah, you got, not only do you got him ready to accept his role and responsibility as a king, as a father, but then you also got his inner child, this little boy, standing behind him as well, letting him know, like, we always here for you. You have our support. You don't need anything outside of you, but as within, so without. So this is possibly someone who, as a result of becoming aware of the importance of divine feminine energy and working with the inner child, or the health of the inner child and healing inner child wounds, is in a better position to attract that outside of him, be it through connecting with a divine feminine in the external, having children in the external, or becoming more playful and childlike, and not taking things as serious, being more intentional about having fun and healing the inner child, but in some way that's showing up internally and externally, because as within, so without. And when that takes place within a masculine, he's able to step into his divine masculine energy as a king of wands. And as you can see here, he has his ceremonial feathers on his head, and also he's bare-chested. And being bare-chested, or any kind of nudity in a lot of the oracle and tarot, represents vulnerability. No longer feeling like he has to move through this life with all this armor on, feeling supported, safe and secure, as we discussed, in his role, and walking in his divine purpose. And then this is the cups. So this is one who's more comfortable and more mature and intelligent emotionally. And from there, this individual, be it masculine or feminine, because if you're feminine, this just speaks to you being able to tap into your King of Cups energy, your emotional intelligence, and balancing out your masculine and feminine energy, as well as working with your inner child, or attracting that in another. So take it how it resonates. But then you got the Magician, tapping into that ability to manifest, coming into that awareness that you are a master manifester, and that you have everything you need within your grasp, be it the resources available to you from your cosmic family, your ancestors, your spirit guides, and the energies of other realms, as well as here in this earthly 3D realm. And then I just got through talking about the Holy Grail, and what is he doing? Holding the Holy Grail. Long as you got that love for self and can tap into your God self energy, your I am presence, which comes from that integration of masculine and feminine energy, you can manifest that which you desire into your 3D reality. But this is the Magician moving into the High Priestess energy. Well, so that's tapping into not only like the resources that you have available to you in this 3D real, but tapping even deeper into your intuitive knowing, knowledge, skills, and gifts, and seeing what lies beyond the veil. So this is definitely expanding your awareness and having an awakening that involves learning more about and tapping more into your spiritual gifts, your clairvoyance and clairaudience, or the ability to use bibliomancy, or whatever form of divination or intuitive gift one may have. Shamanism. It's a wide variety of spiritual gifts that we each have as we come to love ourselves more and surrender to the ascension that is taking place, and protect our aura. So this individual who is in this energy, manifesting a new beginning and moving forward towards increased spiritual gifts, anointing, it's coming to justice, or it's bringing justice. It's bringing divine order with the justice card leading to the Hangman. So that's balance, truth, harmony. And this woman here is wearing a blindfold. So that's Lady Justice coming in with her sword and her scale. If this resonates at all, you may want to go back and watch that Soul Food Sundays, which was it last month, where we talked about the swords and the scales and the anchors and the, what else was it? Sword, scales, anchors. It was something else, child. Some other metal object. But yeah, she riding in on this horse with this blindfold on, which means she's not discriminating. Justice is justice. Karma gonna be what it's gonna be. So whatever you put out there to come back to you. So this is having sown some seeds, be they good or bad. But this is definitely Lady Justice spinning the block. And she coming through with horsepower. And you got these individuals here, they're holding this man. So it's kind of like the man from the Hangman, who's taking time out to get in this posture where he's upside down and the blood is rushing to his head, and he's becoming enlightened and seeing things from a different perspective. Well, whether he was ready to come down or not, these guys here done came and got him down, and see how they holding him and carrying him. So it's like he was reluctant to get to it. Yeah, you had your time out, but now it's time to get to it and face the music. Face the consequences of your karma. And in doing so, and restoring harmony, truth, and divine order with the energy of justice, you have the 9 of Wands. Because the feminine is tied, and you got the masculine holding her while she's holding on to this light orb, this energy, holding on to what she values. And he's put his wands down, which the 2 of Wands typically speaks of like needing to make a decision about how you're gonna go forward, especially like in partnership or travel, making a big move or something like that, knowing that you have options and opportunities available to you, and then needing to like take the time to see how you want to move forward. He done put them down. He actually he done put them down, and he picking her up. Because that divine order includes helping the feminine take a load off, y'all. When I tell you divine feminine energy has really been carrying its weight in the community, but it's time to restore the divine order where she can rest, where she can not only rest, but rest so that she can be more creatively and intuitively in tune for this next leg of the journey. And the masculine can step into his role of divine masculinity, protecting and providing and being the more logical force, or bringing that logic to the table, so that she could take a load off. Because I don't think nobody wants to argue or can argue that the divine feminine energy, I ain't talking about outside or just outside external feminists, but she been putting in work. So it's time for the masculines to rise, to step up like Osiris, right? At the top of the deck, you have the 7 of Coins. The 7 of Coins is normally speaking about putting in work and waiting on the reward. And here you have these women who are signing this Bill of Rights on this wall. So they've done the work to get this initiative started for this Bill of Human Rights, and now it's time to sign off on it. So going from that energy to this is the 7 of Coins to the 8 of Coins, right? That 8 of Coins is all about putting in work, because it don't stop there, right? Just because you have put forth some effort towards an initiative and gotten to a milestone in that process, or reap some reward, then there's the next leg of the journey, right? So there's the 8 of Cups with the putting in effort. So you got this individual here with the 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, who's sitting there mastering his craft and putting in work, putting forth the effort. And yo, this card don't belong in this deck either. I got these hoes mixed up like a motherfucker. Okay, so let's see what's underneath there. It's a major change going on. This recycling of souls is some real warriors, kings, and queens that are rising up and answering their calling. Because you got 2 major arcana here with the Magician and Justice. You got the Queen of Cups leading to the King of Cups. And then you got at the bottom of the deck, with the card that actually belongs in this deck, is the World card. Closing out a cycle, beginning a new one, and protecting that which you value before you move forward on the next leg of your journey, because there is a new beginning, that recycling of the souls. And in this image, you got who is that? Archangel. You got the archangel that's in the Temperance card, which is it Gabriel? And then you got the little boy from the Fool card, and it's like they burying something, and they've protected it with this circle of whatever that is. I don't know if that's flowers or what, but I know when you do like manifestations and different workings with candles and stuff like that, it's good to put like a circle of salt around it to for protection, so that as you are working with the energies that you're trying to manifest, and you are more vulnerable energetically, dark energies or dark forces or anything that will work against what it is you're trying to manifest does not come in and jeopardize what it is that you're trying to manifest. So there's something, some light or something of value that they're burying, like on some X marks the spot type shit. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily leaving everything behind, but maybe even like creating like a little time capsule, you know what I'm saying, where you keep the things from your past that that are of value to you, buried in a buried somewhere, or giving things that are no longer of value to you, or as much value to you, or can't go with you along the journey. It's proper funeral, it's proper burial. And then you got two childlike energies here. So this definitely speaks to setting off on a new journey. Again, the recycling of souls. I love this for us. It's go time. It's time to put in that work. 8 of Coins. So let's see what the mermaids got to say. And then I'm going to clarify with the empath oracle. And we're going to close this out because, baby, they having me for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And a little midnight snack. I don't appreciate it. Spirit, please clarify the message that's coming forward at this time. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. What I tell y'all. With this 9 of Wands and the masculine carrying the feminine, baby, she tired. You got receptivity. Now she can be in her feminine energy. Now she can thrive as the goddess that she was born to be, and she's more aligned with her divine purpose because divine order has been restored. You got receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to give. Being in a more reciprocal situation, you got all of this purple, which is symbolic of high priestess, divine feminine energy. And there's a bird bringing in a message here. So for many of you, expect to receive a gift in some way from someone, or this is someone having more appreciation for a gift that they've already received, but there's being more receptive. Number 36, time out. Awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. I told y'all that Hangman, he was like, nah, I'm finna go over here and kick it, take a minute, educate myself a little bit more, get a little bit more enlightened and be in solitude. I'm gonna chill over here and heighten my level of awareness. You got Sis sitting at the bottom of the ocean in her little ship. Y'all know this the year of the dragon, and what we got? A dragon. It's time. What is time out for is bullshit. It's time to quit playing. Then you got the number 18, time and tide. Time and tide is also synonymous with cycles. And so you're in a cycle. It is now time to show up to work. Time to put up or shut up, represented by the number 18, which breaks down to a 9, closing out those cycles. It's time out for a lot of stuff that a lot of us have been holding on to and been entertaining. So you got Sis, she's sitting here, she like, damn, and she done created a little heart in the sand, sitting there daydreaming. No, it's time to get to it. Whatever it is that you are passionate about, that you have love for, that has your heart, it's time to put that effort towards it and do what it is that you love. I was telling y'all about me doing Spirit Fest this weekend and how it wore me out. But when I tell you I would do it all over again, I love what I do. I've done a lot of shit professionally in this lifetime. I've acquired the degrees and the accolades and the salaries and done all of the things. But what I do now is what I love. It's what I'm passionate about. And so for many of you, it's time for you to step out and discover and answer the calling to do the same, to find out what your passion is, who and what are you passionate about, and to put forth that effort in those situations and bring divine order into your life. And then you have the number 14, water flight. Heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. This next leg of the journey for you, represented by the number 14, which breaks down to a 5, it may cause a little chaos and conflict. It's definitely going to require some change, especially for those of us who have are in our personal year 5. If you're familiar with numerology, you can definitely calculate your personal year by Google. Just Google personal year number, and then they'll have a little calculator where you can put your birthday in there to tell you what personal year you're in. And I'm in a personal year 5, so I know there are some changes and shifts bound to take place in this year for me. But for many of us, it's one where we're not gonna have to keep bearing the burden that's not ours or carrying the load on our own. We're getting into divine order, and therefore things are going to be going smoother for us. We're going to have the support that we need as we get more in alignment with what it is that we're here to be doing, why we recycled into this lifetime. So that is dope. And at the top of the deck you have, damn, what I tell y'all? Answering their motherfucking calling, yo. Song of the Siren, another 5. The call, summoning voice to acknowledge. This is those of us speaking up and out about our beliefs, our ideas, our truths, and stepping more into our authenticity. Answering the call, the thing that we came and recycled into this lifetime or this particular point on the journey to do, y'all. God damn. I really love y'all, because I wanted to come out here and get some fresh air and shit, but I ain't signed up for all this and all that just so I can bring forth encouraging words to y'all. So, number 25 at the bottom of the deck, the Selkie and her skin. Reclaiming your authenticity. Showing the world the real you, taking back everything that the locust stole. And for many of us, what the locust stole is our true identity, our awareness of our higher self, our I am presence. You are more than somebody's motherfucking employee. You're more than somebody's mama. You're more than somebody's husband. You're more than somebody's son. You're more than somebody's wife. You're more than a consumer. You are a child of the Most High God. You are a reflection and a manifestation of, a walking expression of the Most High God. And this is you showing up more and more of that. Shedding those old skins that no longer serve you, like a snake. Showing off boldly your new skins. Reclaiming your authenticity. I love that for us. And as an empath, there are some things you're going to need to know and put into practice when it comes to reclaiming your authenticity. So let's see. What's the advice for my empath? They didn't even bit me on my stomach. This some bullshit. Number 33. Awareness of cosmic influences. What I tell you, as above, so below. And many of you are coming into more awareness of the resources that are available to you, and that you are a universal citizen, not just a U.S. citizen, a Mississippian, a Tennessee citizen, a member of humanity. Like, no, there are more races and species out there, and you are becoming more aware of that and the cosmic influences on your life. So that's definitely a ascension and expansion that is taking place. And number 6, loving the self on all levels, loving every part of you, your light and your dark. And that's exactly what I was getting at when I was telling y'all about that whole situation that came up today. And like my homegirl was like, you supposed to hit her up and be like, congratulations, because you're a sweet person. I am sweet. That ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with it. My sweet ass is not calling her. What the fuck would I do that for? I ain't talked to this girl in 6 years, and every time I've had an opportunity, like bumped into her or whatever, she ain't like she was trying to, rekindle nothing with me. So what I look like calling her to tell her congratulations because she have a baby? People have babies all the time. Congratulations. I don't have to tell her that in order to, to sincerely feel that, because I love myself, and that's a boundary that I set for myself. I'm not finna, fuck I look like. Loving the self on all levels. And when you love yourself, you draw boundaries. When you love yourself, you have perimeters around you that protect you from seen and unseen dangers, and anything that would drain your energy and potentially treat you less than what you deserve is a danger. It's a detriment to your life purpose and your calling. And then you got mentalizing emotional impressions, represented by the number 7. And that is the one I want to read before I close out the message, because it's speaking in a way to the balancing of your emotions and your mental faculties or capacity. And as we have this grand coming together, especially after the eclipse, this marriage of the sun and the moon, and the masculine and the feminine, because the moon represents the feminine and the sun represents the masculine, we're definitely wanting to know more about what that looks like, and especially as empaths. What you call? No. Mentalizing emotional impressions. The essential themes are separating the cognitive or thinking self from the emotional self, questioning attachments to common ways of thinking or feeling, learning how to step back from overwhelming emotional experiences. For those of you who identify with having gone into that like hangman energy, after knowing the truth of something and it being different from what you are used to, or becoming more aware or whatever, and then having to take like that pause to become more enlightened or whatever, that's a healthy thing to do, to step back when you are experiencing something that overwhelms you, especially emotionally, especially when you're not used to having healthy ways to deal with your emotions. But you can't stay there. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide out in that place. You're gonna have to come out and participate in the evolution of your 3D reality. And then where it says questioning attachments to common ways of thinking or feeling, question every goddamn thing. If you like me, you come from an institution, church, the Baptist church, where you're taught not to question things. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I equate questioning things with self-love. Now, I'm not going to live in paranoia, and I don't mean questioning them like that, but curiosity is a healthy thing. So unlearn that you shouldn't question God, or you shouldn't question this, and you shouldn't question it. No, question that shit and seek the answers. But the picture illustrates how external impressions assemble themselves into mental structures within us. We may often feel a loss of control over our emotional states, but it's something we can influence through our thought processes. The imagery encourages self-examination to avoid attachment to emotional frequencies that can often serve to self-sabotage. And that can very much look like going back to shit that you've already overcome, you know what I'm saying? Or where God has shown you where something is toxic or somebody's not good for you or they can't go where you being led, and then you allow it anyway. That's a form of self-sabotage because you're resorting to the devil you know opposed to being open to the heaven you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be mindful of that. And it says the cognitive mind and the emotional body work hand in hand at varying degrees for everyone. Personally, I've always been a little bit jealous of super smart people and of traditional psychics. Individuals who are more cerebral by nature simply have a different set of gifts from highly empathic souls, but in truth, it does not make them better or more evolved. We all have something important to offer the world, and we can all learn from each other. Such is the beauty of diversity. Pulling this card is an urgent message to not become overly attached to emotions, but to pay more attention to thoughts instead. Make it cerebral. This is a message to step out of your emotional body for a bit of time to see a greater perspective. Think things through rather than only feeling things through. Thinking and feeling should work harmoniously so that the equilibrium can be maintained. Again, allowing that divine masculine energy to do the heavy lifting, because that the emotional and intuitive nature within you, as well as possibly someone outside of you or whatever, it's tired. It's tired. So in order to have that balance, you're needing to lean more in this chapter on your masculine, your divine masculine energy, that logic, that action, that provision and protective part of you. So for empaths, objectively analyzing an emotionally charged situation is much easier said than done. Oftentimes, our emotions seem to encourage us to try solving situations and discovering answers to things, even when it's unwise or impossible. Heavy emotions beg resolution, but when we hang on to our emotions, we can often become worked up into a flurry that is difficult to manage. Because we empaths so often struggle with differentiating between the emotions of ourselves and those of others, emotional self-awareness is a tremendous asset. Again, we got that Queen of Cups moving into that King of Cups energy, taking a more masculine approach to dealing with your emotions, and for some of you, making a decision or judgment call on something. Get out your feelings is what this is saying, and take a more logical, active, proactive approach. It says a piece of insight worth considering is that by mentally reviewing the day in the evening, we can trace our day's emotional experiences and pinpoint the origins of any given sensation. When rewinding, that's that retrograde energy, our day in a meditative state, it's important to remember, that's another retrograde energy, that we ourselves are deeply emotional beings and that not every emotion we experience is external. However, external emotions can latch on to our own personal emotions, creating the unique challenge of understanding what is ours and what is not. Emotional mindfulness is a process of discerning and differentiating our sensations so that we can grow in awareness. I'm gonna leave it there, y'all, because I feel like that's a great stopping point for us as you are moving forward through these cycles and being challenged with ending some things to create way for some new beginnings, whether they be seem to be forced on you, or you're needing to make a choice. Be mindful of where you're making an emotional decision to stay in something or leave something, and where you may need to impart more of a logical approach and protect that which is the bigger picture in all of this. Where does those people, those patterns, those addictions, those jobs and those places and those habits and whatever it is that you're going through, where does it fit into the bigger picture? Ask yourself that as you are in your moments of reflection. So I hope this message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well and that something was said that provides some sense of peace or motivation along your journey. But until next time, y'all, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. My books are open. If you'd like to make a donation, my Cash App and PayPal information is in the description box. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more content coming from Turquoise Majesty. Peace.